Here comes the second strategy to help children with horizontal integration. It is called Name It to Tame It. Haven't we always experienced the fear of unfamiliar things and facing situations we have never experienced before? It's the same way for a toddler who begins to experience a variety of emotions as they develop. Losing their toy or falling down at the park might seem trivial things to us, but for a child who has just begun to experience the world, it can evoke a lot of sensations as well as emotions. And like we saw earlier, these sensations and emotions can flood their right hemisphere dominant brain, leaving the left brain unable to access logic or language to process the experience. As a result, children can become overly distressed and tend to avoid situations that evoke these emotions unless we help children to access the left brain that helps them to make a sense of what is happening to them. Often, in order to keep them safe and happy, what we try to do is avoid bringing up or mentioning anything about situations that frighten children. But one of the best strategies to help them integrate the brain and face their fears is by letting them retell the story of your frightening experience. Let's look at an example that can help us understand why this strategy is effective. Let's imagine you went with your child for shopping and he hears a loud pop of one of the balloons hung in the shop. He gets scared and starts crying. You try to comfort him by saying, "Don't cry, it's just a balloon, it's okay, you're fine." From that day on, he refuses to touch or go near a balloon. You try telling him, "It won't pop, you're not going to get hurt." Or you might teach him an avoidance strategy saying, "You don't have to go near it if you're scared." Either way, the child does not learn an effective way to face challenges as he grows up. It might seem quite silly that the child is scared of the balloon, but the emotion the child experienced has left the brain confused about what happened. How do we help him to tame his fears? We can help the child to retell the story of what happened during the incident and help them name the emotions they might have felt. In the example we were looking at, you could ask the child, "Did you feel scared when you heard the loud sound?" When you help the child use words to name the emotion and retell his experience, the child's left brain gets involved in logic, putting things in order, and the brain begins to balance both emotions and logic to comprehend the situation. Revisiting the scary moments through these narratives can help the brain integrate to effectively handle their fears. Children might not always open up in their first attempt when you ask them to share their feelings. Respect their desire and find a more apt situation, like riding in a car, rather than looking right in their face and asking them to open up. For young kids, asking them to draw a picture that shows how they felt that day can also be helpful. This is the scientific explanation of why journaling or talking about a traumatic event can help us in healing. Just the act of assigning a label to an emotion causes the brain to release neurotransmitters that calm the activity of the right hemisphere. Stories can be so powerful in helping children understand the emotions and the events that happen around them.